Hey, what's going on? Hey, it is Friday here, and I'm about to shut down for the day. But this week I've had a couple phone calls, just started really pushing the consulting thing. So this week I had a couple phone calls, and what I noticed is every single phone call had a common theme. So I wanted to share the common theme so it saves me time later on when I'm on these strategy sessions. So it's also super helpful, okay? Now, sorry, I did this really quick because here it is. All right, let's just go over this. Okay, it's knowing what you want. Okay, now that sounds like something fairly obvious. All right, but you've really got to know what you want. Okay, and you might think you do know what you want in your business. You want more customers, you want more leads, you want more. You want to scale, you want to do marketing, you want to do social media marketing, blah 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 blah. Right? There's so many things a business needs to do. Okay. However, there's one thing that the business needs to do first, right? And I started noticing that there's businesses that aren't focused on the right thing, right? They're focused on leads. Leads are great. Leads generate income. That's fantastic, right? But there's a thing called qualified leads that are way better. You'll have less, but they're way better than just leads, right? You can go buy leads. What's a lead? It's an email, it's a phone number, it's an address, right? And that's what I put here, right at the top here. Um, leads are, you got to go out, pay money for the leads, right? And their emails or their phone numbers, their addresses, whatever, right? Now, you can get as many of those as you want. You can go out and you can actually buy a list of them if you wanted to, right? Are they going to end up as a customer? No. What's the most important goal for you? A customer, right? Because that's the person that pays the most money, right? Now, I know this sounds like really dumb, but it's like it's so obvious that people are skipping this step, okay? Now, a lot of those leads won't be able to pay for your service. Okay. If you have one specific service that is the easiest for your business to perform, however, you could charge the most for it, then why wouldn't you just section off your leads and send leads directly to that service? You might have less, but you'll be making more money and saving time in the process. So that's what I mean by qualifying them, right? So you're qualifying them for a specific service way ahead of time, way before the phones, way before the email follow-ups. All of that happens after, okay? Now, here's a quick question for you. Would you rather have would you rather have 100 leads that pay a buck a piece, or would you have 10 leads that are willing to pay $100 a piece? It's easy, right? It's super easy math. Like it's a no-brainer when you put it that way. However, you're not going to find these qualified leads without the proper program in place, okay? And what I mean by that is you've got to come up with some kind of system that is hopefully automated. Okay, it should be automated. Your system should be automated to basically qualify these leads before they even get to that phone that the salesman's going to, before they even get to the phone call. The salesman should be able to print out exactly what this lead is qualified for or not qualified for, and the salesman should determine whether or not they're ready to pay for the service that you're about to provide, right? And that shouldn't be the customer that's forcing you to take that phone call. You should take that phone call whenever you want. You should set up the strategy session whenever you want if the lead is qualified. If it's not qualified, it's a waste of your time. So you should only leave that phone, you should only leave the phone line open if the lead is qualified to work with your company. That means if they don't have a lot of money, don't take them on as a client. You know what I mean? If they don't have, if they're not ready to buy now, you're going to waste your time if you're trying to sell them at the end of that call. You're trying to close them at the end of that call. If they just wanted to jump on and get some information about your company, let them do all the getting information somewhere else, automate that entire process, build trust, build brand awareness somewhere else. That shouldn't be what the salesman's doing on the phone. All right. And that's what I've noticed this week. A lot of business owners are thinking about getting leads, right? They're not thinking about getting customers. They're thinking about getting customers, don't get me wrong, but they're thinking about getting the leads. Like, oh man, I really want to generate some leads. Well, that's great. You can go buy some leads. You can go buy some emails, but are they going to be qualified to pay for your service? Probably not. Are they going to be interested to pay for your service? Probably not. Same thing with the phone numbers. You know what I mean? So phone numbers specifically. If you're going out there paying for phone numbers and your main goal is phone calls, if your main goal is phone calls, then you've definitely got to funnel these people through a survey process or a system that basically answers any question you would ask them on the phone before you close them in that survey. And then when you get on the phone, they basically know everything you're about to ask them. They've already answered the question. You have this questionnaire just ready to, like you have their application ready, and you can just, you have no more dialogue that needs to be said, because everything that you wanted to know about them or about that person, if they're ready to buy, if they're ready to purchase, you've already done all the research because they basically just told you right off the bat. Okay. That being said, so that's one thing I've learned. The second thing is, if you're spending all your money on getting leads, right? Look how far away leads are, emails and phone numbers, from paying customers, okay? If you're spending all your money, if you're like, okay, my advertising budget is, whatever, $2,000, and we want as many leads as we possibly can. We just want that phone call ringing, blah, 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 blah. Awesome. A marketer or a marketing consultant could just do that for you. They'll run Facebook ads, Google pay-per-click, send them all your way. That's fine. You could have 100, like I said before, you could have 100 people that sign up, and then maybe you end up with one buyer. Okay. Because they weren't qualified leads. However, maybe you have 10 people that sign up through your process, okay, because that's exactly what they're looking for at that exact time, through your process, and a higher percentage of the, how do I put this? You're going to have a lower percentage of leads that qualify for your business. However, that lower percentage is going to be willing to pay a lot more for the service you're providing. And you are the one determining whether or not that's the case. Don't let the customer determine what they're paying you. If they can't pay for your service, they don't hire you. Just move on. Like that's it. And if they're going to be like nitpicky about the price right at the beginning, you don't want them as a customer anyway. So that's what I've noticed this week. Everybody's focused on the wrong thing. It's not the lead. It's not the cost per lead. It's the cost per acquisition. It's the cost per customer. It could take a month or 2 months or 3 months before you actually close that deal with that customer. Maybe it's like, a long process. At least you're focused on the right thing. If you could put in $1,000 and that customer is willing to pay you $5,000, but you paid $1,000 for that one customer, that person paid you $5,000. You made $4,000 on that one customer. Now you could pay, you could really go into the marketing and like get your cost per lead down to like $30 or whatever. But you're going to have so many more of those people that do not qualify for the higher ticket service that you're providing. So I hope that is helpful for you today. So this is what this is for you. Just take a little screenshot of this, pin it up or whatnot. All right. Your goal is the customer and your profit. It doesn't matter if you're spending on advertising. You should be able to spend as much as it takes to acquire that customer as that customer is about to pay you, right? So if that customer is going to pay you $4,000, you can spend $1,000 acquiring that customer. All right, that's what I wanted to let you know. I hope that helps, and I will talk to you in the next video.